You have been on my program for years now, as you and I have discussed the censorship of conservative voices and the lies being told by the mainstream media, not to mention the collusion, let's call it what it is, between the social media tech giants and the mainstream media executives and the federal government telling them what to say, what they shouldn't say about COVID, about the Hunter Biden laptop, about the 2020 election, about you name it. It sounds like all of this is going to come crumbling down with Trump's new plan. What do you say, Adam?
It's an incredibly exciting day and an exciting time, and what's so funny about it is that to a degree, Trump is saving social media. He's telling their users and their audience that the government is not going to collude with them anymore, which is in the business interest of these companies. It's not in Facebook's interest to tick off half of their users by colluding with a far-left presidential administration. So he is actually saving these companies. And the other thing that I think is so funny, essentially today, Trump joined Antifa. He proved he's an anti-fascist. The definition of fascism is the collusion of government and private industry. That's fascism. Socialism, communism, they take it over. Fascism, the government tells private industry what to do. And what Trump is doing is saying the federal government is not allowed to do that anymore. I was told he's a fascist. Instead, he's bringing an end to existing fascism from our federal government.
I'm so glad that you portrayed it that way, because there's so many people out there on social media and viewers of these legacy media networks who believe they're the truth tellers and Donald Trump is the threat to democracy and the fascist. Yet he's the one wanting to give you on the left, me on the right, somebody in the center, somebody who doesn't care, free speech to discuss on social media whatever in the hell we want to, because that's what we're supposed to be able to do in this country. It's one of our founding principles. It's what separates us from all the third world countries. And let's be real, all of the socialist countries in Europe who act like they're free and an open democracy when they're not, because they don't have the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the freedoms that we have.
Yeah, that's it. And also, though, it's important to note that for these social media companies, there's a great degree of risk now. Because if later on, which I wouldn't be surprised, if we find that many of them are suppressing specific voices, arguments they don't like, points of view, news outlets they don't like, they can't blame Uncle Sam anymore. They're now entirely responsible for their actions. They can't come back and say, we didn't want to censor anybody. The feds made us do. It's all on them now. So they no longer get to claim that they're being forced to do bad things. They've got to actually behave properly or risk losing their entire audience.